I built this mini dust collector about 8 months ago, and it's just a box with a couple of furnace filters in it and a blower with a tiny shaded pole motor, and that's normally wired in so that when I turn on this strip sander it turns on automatically. It seems to be working well enough because the airborne particle counts right next to my strip sander don't seem to increase substantially while I'm using it. The air comes out of this thing right here, so I'll put my particle counter next to that to measure how much dust is coming out of it when I'm using my strip sander. I think the filter is very effective because the air at the outlet is very clean. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. The filter is coated with quite a lot of fine dust, but it seems to fall down towards the bottom, especially if I bump it. Maybe a lot of this actually fell down from just taking it out. So the second filter behind the first one still looks perfectly clean. Maybe I'll only need one filter. This thing was really kind of an experiment, but it works really well, so I'm going to build another one for my other belt sander. This time I bought a larger furnace filter, and to try to make the case more compact, I slid it here, and I'm going to try to fold it and mount it in the case like that. If I pull the air out between the filters, I really don't need a lot of space in here, just some space around it for the dust. Which means I can make the box just 18 centimeters wide and 27 centimeters high on the inside. Man, that's an awfully small box to be cramming such a big filter into. I'm gluing a couple of rails on the inside of the box to help control the position of the filter. To keep the filter from sliding this way too much, I'm going to add a strip here and another one here. And those should be about this far from the outside of the box. Now once that filter is completely caked with dust and I have a lot of suction, it's possible that filter might collapse on itself like this. So to prevent that from happening, I've got these two things that go in the back panel like this. For the blower on this one, I'm going to use an exhaust blower from an old hot water heater. And this was torn off the garbage in a hurry, so it's kind of busted here. And I've got another one. This one was also busted in the same way, and I just cleared out this whole area. And I also opened the exhaust way up just to get more airflow. And that'll go on here. But because the squirrel cage is recessed a little bit, to keep the air from circulating around the front, I'm going to add this ring like that here. I want a lid with a tight seal on here. So I made these 4 pieces. And those are just going to go on the lid like this. I let the glue dry on the first 2 pieces before gluing the rest on, just to make it easier. I was just thinking maybe I shouldn't have that blast of air going straight up against the filter, so I glued a bit of fabric in there just to protect it. There's quite a blast of air coming out, and if I seal the input, almost none coming out, so I think I have a good seal. And now I have it set in place, wired into the switch with this belt sander, which makes it very convenient to use. And here's an update 2 weeks later. I like the idea of this small dust collector so much I made another one that attaches directly to the bottom of my table saw, and it's wired right into the switch. I added a fence in here so that the coarse dust stays in the saw and the fine dust gets sucked back here, and every once in a while I'll just have to vacuum this out. But testing its effectiveness using my Delos particle counter, it turns out this was not nearly as effective as my big dust collector, even though the actual net airflow at the saw was almost the same. And so I've been doing more testing, and it turns out these 3M Filtrete filters, these cost like $19 per each, turns out to be much less effective than these cheap ones. I can get 2 of these for $10. So my recommendation is test your filters and don't buy the fancy ones. These cheap Garrisons work really well. So now I'm in the process of taking my second mini dust collector. I threw out the 3M filter and I'm going to put 2 of the Garrison filters in there. Why 2? Because the box is big enough I can stack 2 of them if they're folded. So my thinking now is, instead of having ductwork everywhere and automatic blast gates and automatic power control for the dust collector, it's a lot easier to just have a dust collector at every machine. So far I got one here, here, and here, and one of these days I'll make one for the planer and for the jointer.